So, for those of you who know me, I'm a huge comic book fan.
Hmm.
I love all the movies and stuff. So
Okay.
I've been showing incredible restraint, not asking you about
Uh-huh.
the because you talked about how you were like a comic book trader. Can you
Yes.
just talk a little bit about how you got into that, what you did with that?
Sure. So for me, I lived up in
Uh
Boston,
huh.
and in Massachusetts, I lived in a place where there were over like 13 comic book stores.
Wow.
And there was a street where there were like six of them
Uh huh.
all together. And for me, I think it started with, so I'd always been into it when I was younger,
Uh huh.
but for me, I kind of went into a comic book store and I'm like, oh, cool.
Uh
And I was
huh.
looking around, and I remember seeing, and so a lot of times the way that comic book stores are structured, there's like a front,
Uh huh.
and then there's a wall behind them with like all the high priced books,
Uh huh.
and usually the high priced books are like key issues, first appearances.
Right.
It's they're the more highly sought out after
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But many stores have a basement
Mm.
where you go down into the basement and there's boxes filled with books that have not been organized, that
Mm.
the staff don't want to go through,
Yeah.
and they allow you to just go in and it's just $1 a pop, right? And so
Ah.
people in the comic book community, they call it hunting.
Uh.
And so I would go down there, and I think the first time I was just kind of looking through things, and in the beginning I just kind of picked out little things that I kind of liked here
Yeah.
and there, and over my time there, after I bought a book,
Uh huh.
there was someone in the line who said, "Hey, that's actually worth something. You got
Uh.
it for $1?"
Uh.
I was like, "Yeah, I just like the cover and I wanted to read the story. It was
Uh.
it was X-Men, right?"
Wow.
And he offered, "Hey, I'll give you $10 for it." And I was like, "I just bought it for $1 and he wants it for 10.
Yeah.
Okay." And so we made the exchange,
Uh huh.
and at that point I was like, "Man, is there something to this?" And so I started doing a
Mm.
little more deep research, and I realized that I had a I kind of had a skill
Mm.
in determining earlier than most people certain books that were going to get bigger.
Wow.
And because I had this natural resource,
Yeah.
of like all these comic book stores around me,
Yeah.
I would go and I would just hunt.
Uh-huh.
But also, like, there's so many people in the U.S. who don't have a comic book store next to
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and so they're always going on eBay and they're going on these forums looking for certain issues.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, David, it was as easy as, so I had a loop,
Mm.
I had a route,
Uh-huh.
right? And some people in the comic book community are gonna hate me for this, but at the time I needed to feed my wife, right? And I needed to keep the heat on,
Yeah.
and so I would go from store to store, and literally each issue around like $3.99,
Uh-huh.
and I would resell it for over 30. It was literally, it was like
Wow.
picking fruit and then going to eBay and just
Yeah.
shipping it off, and I think in that year, okay, I made over 17K
Wow.
in that year, but it helped put food on the table.
Yeah.
It helped keep the lights on. It helped me keep gas in the car,
That's awesome.
and Esther would let me do it because she knew that I just deeply wanted to provide,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for me, but it got to be too much of an idol.
Uh,
It got to the point where I'm telling you right now, I don't know if your listeners know of this book. It's a pretty big book. It's Hulk 181.
Okay.
It's the first appearance of Wolverine.
oh
A
wow.
very classic cover, beautiful book.
Uh-huh.
And when I was at my comic book store, I frequented these like stores so much that I
Yeah.
got to know the owners and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, hey, look what I got today. And he had it in a vault. He like opened it up and he showed it to me.
Uh,
And as I'm sharing this, I'm gonna look up the eBay prices for
Yeah.
it. But long story short, I pulled out everything I had,
uh-huh.
in my car to like somehow trade or sell or like get it,
Uh-huh.
and I ended up getting it.
Uh-huh.
And it became one of the most expensive. So hold on, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
So I'm on eBay right now. I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah.
The price for the condition that I had. It was easily a 9.2. It was raw though; it wasn't graded
Mm.
by a comic company or anything like that.
Mm.
But I'm trying to find like the cheapest price for 9x2. But at the time, I had got it for around 600,
Okay.
and I mean this is easily a $3,000 book, and this is how bad the idolatry had gotten. I didn't want to sell it; I wanted to keep it, and I wanted to just hold on to it, even though our utilities were close to like getting cut off, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to hold on to it. And at that point, I realized, okay, this is something that I need to. It's not something that I'm holding; it's something that's holding me.
Yeah.
And the only one in the world that should have that is Jesus.
Right.
And over time, I sold that book, and I sold the Spider-Man 129, first appearance of the Punisher. I sold both of those books together, and I sold it for $6,500 at a mall. Crazy! It was just a cash exchange, and but I'm telling you right now, even though it seems like a lot of money, like $6,500 today, that would be considered somewhat cheap for what I gave it up for.
Wow.
But with that money, I was able to carry on with our family stuff.
Yeah.
But it was something that really had a grip on me. It's not the same anymore.
I see.
I'm not really into buying and trade. I'm just collecting things that I like here and there, and that's it. But yeah, you should come over, and then I'll show you some of the books.
I would love
you know?
to. I would love to.
Yeah.